Good evening, StarCraft 2 viewers, and welcome to the first cast of the Gaming Canucks YouTube channel. My name is Kopo, and I'll be bringing you the action tonight between Chatora, which I do believe is our red Terran over here, and tomekm, tomekm, something like that, who is the blue Protoss in the lower right-hand corner tonight. Just to tell you guys a little bit about ourselves. We are a Canadian YouTube channel. It's just trying to kind of get up and running here. Me and Skittles, both of the makers of this channel, both enjoy StarCraft 2. We haven't been playing it for very long, but we do enjoy what we see. It is a fun experience for us. We're not exactly high league players, which is why we'll be casting lower league replays. We only want the leagues that were around, bronze, silver, gold stuff. We want to dedicate ourselves to bringing you guys good solid casts of your games. I know myself personally, I'd like to see some more lower level play, just because those people are trying hard too, and all you ever see is Master League casts and et cetera, et cetera. So we want to bring some attention to the lower league communities. Get some of your games casted. If you guys want to send replays in, we can do them. Just trying kind of our hand at casting here. We haven't done it before, so this one will just be a solo cast by me, and I'm sure Skittles will upload one himself, just to kind of see how we do at it. Just kind of give it a shot. Never really hurts. Okay, to the action here now. We just see a barracks coming up at the front of Chatora's base. Likely a wall off, but we never really know. Protoss built his first pylon very near the ramp. That usually indicates some sort of a wall off. Walling off against Terran, not usually the best idea. Zerg for sure, because you want to prevent that early Zergling pressure. Oh, and we see a gateway is not the first building built. Instead, it is a forge. Anybody playing a Protoss, if you ever see a forge down first, check your base very, very quickly, because you may have a probe in there that is going absolutely insane with those cannons, and you will not know what hit you until, if there's a probe down here and he was building cannons, you wouldn't see it until it was too late. The supply depot would be absolutely destroyed. You'd have to lift off and, salvage your stuff somewhere else, in which case the Protoss would have you on the ropes way too early. We don't appear to be seeing a cannon rush here. I'm sure this SCV, the scouting SCV, saw that. Instead, we appear to be seeing cannons protecting his main base here. Not a bad play by the Protoss, although I do wonder about his foregoing the gateway at the start there. Maybe just wanted to get the static defenses up, wanted to make sure he was all safe to go. Nothing too aggressive by the Terran here. We do see two racks up. One gas well on its way, Orbital Command already up. Mules harassing that mineral line. Poor SCVs, they just could never measure up to the mules, but I guess the mules fall apart after a while, so maybe that's, trade off that way. Nobody's feeling too self-conscious. More cannons coming down. Pylon coming down to add more power to these cannons. This indicates to me a turtling Protoss. I don't really know why he would be doing this, although we are finally seeing gas come up, so he might build offensive units. Oh, gateway coming down at the 4-minute 39-second mark. I'm not trying to criticize anybody's play, but this is very, very unusual. This would do very well to hold off an early rush, although he's so lacking in mobile army that he can hold off an early rush, but he has no way of putting out one of his own. Not that he needs an early rush, but even a mid-game rush is going to put him severely behind, because he has no tech yet. He has a forge and cannons. His gas is just up now. He has no probes on either gas. Questionable play by the Protoss, but I guess we'll have to see where this goes. Terran getting up his third barracks here. Got an SCV there, just diligently building some supply depots. Two gases, both with 3 harvesters on them, very nice. We're seeing expansion going down for the Protoss with a couple of pylons here. This expansion on one gateway, one forge, and after you so heavily defended your main base, is a little bit unusual, to say the least. He appears to be building more cannons here to defend this choke point right here. I'm assuming he built this pylon over here so he could throw more cannons over here as well. It looks like he'll be two-basing this. I like the fast expand by the Protoss, never a bad idea to try and get that early economic advantage. A one-base Terran can be dangerous though, although this Protoss doesn't appear to be putting on any pressures. One-base Terran is usually very dangerous when they turtle up. Block off their wall here, put a bunker probably right about here, where these 5 Marines are just kind of hanging out, talking to each other, having a good time. But this Terran isn't turtling. the Protoss is, which is very, very unusual. Again, I do like the fast expand though. If he had production facilities to support it, it would be much, much better, although I expect we'll see those in the near future. More pylons coming down for the Protoss. Doesn't need the supply. I can only imagine he'll put cannons back here. No other reason to put pylons here unless he was defending his mineral line with cannons. Again, he's held off this choke very well. Any sort of pressure that the Terran appears to be bringing here with a couple Marauders and some Marines will instantly be annihilated by these cannons. It doesn't stand a chance, although, like I said, the Protoss has nothing in the way of an actual army. Stim coming out from the Terran. These forces obviously got pushed back by those cannons. He appears to have lost one, maybe two Marines, but obviously that was valuable information to see that these cannons have walled off this choke, so this forward push will not work. We do see a starport and a factory up for the Terran. I assume we'll be seeing some medvacs out here to support his 3 tech lab, 1 reactor barracks. This indicates heavy Marauder play. Probably where the gas is going. Don't expect we'll be seeing too many Banshees, just because the gas will be used to support these Marauders out of these 3 barracks here, which are all they all have the same rally point. They can all have a good time once they're all sufficiently trained out of the barracks there. SCV down at the gold here. Might be seeing an expansion down at the gold as opposed to his natural. That extra economic advantage definitely helped him get back at the Protoss for taking the second base so early by taking a gold. Yeah, we just see that expansion being dropped here. We're still lacking production facilities from the Protoss. I don't really know what he's doing. He has an excess of supply, a lot of cannons, but not much else. First medevac's out, about to join this group. Stim nearing being finished. Not quite there yet, but it's working its way up. Takes some time to figure out how this stuff works. Gotta research some upgrades. Double gas coming down here at the expansion. He doesn't appear to need it because I don't think he's actually building any. Oh, he's finally getting a cybernetics core down at the almost 10-minute mark. Like I said, any sort of aggressive push would have been, or aggressive early push by the Terran would have been denied by these cannons. But at the same time, the Protoss had nothing to counter with. So, very, very different. We see pylons taking pretty much the entire area of his base here. He can build facilities anywhere, although he doesn't appear to be wanting to do that. Second starport coming down now with the tech lab, Terran's base. First tank's coming out, and I do believe we'll be seeing siege tech pretty soon. This center's almost up and running. Then we'll see some mining at the gold. Hopefully, we'll see an orbital command come out of that, and you can start using mules to take full advantage of his energy in that command center. Not a whole lot coming. Oh, we do see 3 Stargates coming down for the Protoss. Finally decides that he needs to do something with his resources as opposed to build cannons. And we do see a robotics facility as well. So he's going up a couple different tech paths here. One, he could be getting Phoenixes or Void Rays, and he could also maybe just be getting that robotics facility for an observer. One thing I forgot to mention is that the Protoss's lack of map control means that the Terran could basically be doing anything. Any sort of error by the Terran would have easily skirted these cannons. I mean, he's got a couple back here, but heavy Banshee play could have wiped out his mineral line, and he had no buildings up, and therefore, if the mineral line had been wiped out, not a whole lot he could have done about it. He just had a lot of cannons sitting here that don't really move. But we're not seeing that from the Terran. We're seeing Bio instead. We do have a tech lab here, so we might see some Banshees. Tech lab coming up here as well. Concussive shells being researched by the Terran. Marauders can now officially slow down the non-existent force of the Protoss. Although we're now seeing 3 Void Rays being built from the Protoss and an observer, 2 observers as well. These observers will help the Protoss get map control. Oh, and I really hope that this Terran does not push out here. He will get destroyed by those cannons. Especially if the Void Rays come out too as well to help out. We do see another siege tank down here. We see some missile turrets up here. Terran is not aware of these Stargates. I don't believe I didn't see a scan go down. But his turrets are well spaced out for detection, I think is more the purpose. Any sort of mass Void Rays on those turrets will basically just annihilate them one by one. We do not see an orbital command up at the gold yet. That is a bit of a mixed calculation. Those mules would be helping him a lot in the mineral department. We also see an observer and 3 Void Rays out. That observer needs to go somewhere else so he can get some map control. See exactly what the Terran's up to, because right now the Protoss has been doing everything blindly. He went 3 Stargate without having any idea what the Terran was doing. So that's definitely got to have a better idea. Try and react to what your opponent's doing as opposed to just blindly following a tech tree and hoping it works out for you. Although he is starting to amass a decent number of voids here, so I would not be surprised if any sort of push by the Terran in this ball right here was held off by the combination of those cannons and those void rays. Observer coming down here just to double check, make sure there's nothing tricky. Looks like Terran's advancing here. Siege tech is finished, so these tanks will be able to fire on these cannons from afar. Looks like it's exactly what's going to happen. As soon as he sieges those up, there we go. And these cannons will get blasted from a distance. I do believe these void rays will likely come in. There we go, and take out. Hopefully, he takes out this ball. If he doesn't, these guys will break right through, and he has nothing else. So, looks like the Terran is losing this battle for sure. These cannons are going down in fast amounts, though. So, oh, and now he has nothing left to attack the air. These Marauders are going to get chewed apart. Definitely got to feel bad for the Terran on that one. We're approaching massive amounts of money on both sides, especially the Protoss. He has not enough production facilities. He has 4 gateways up now. He doesn't have warp gate research. He's been doing... Okay. He doesn't have warp gate research, but he is getting upgrades for his void rays, which is not a bad idea. I would like to see some warp gate on that so we can get out some more out of his gateways. We see some Banshees over here taking out these cannons. This will do some big damage to this mineral line over here. Although the amount of money the Protoss is sitting on right now, if he can just take out these Banshees here, he'll be able to recover easily. Zealots coming out now, those won't do anything against Banshees. And looks like those Banshees took out a pylon, so now the Protoss is officially supply blocked, and the Terran has nothing left. This push over here that failed against these cannons and void rays was pretty much his entire army. He still doesn't have an orbital command up at the gold. It's really hurting him in the mineral department. He could throw down many more production facilities and be building or remassing his army very quickly, but these voids are coming over here and they will make short work of these missile turrets. The only defense that the Terran has in his base against air, I don't see any Marines, I don't see any Vikings. We see 2 Vikings there, actually, my apologies. But they will be no match for these void rays. These Banshees can't do anything but sit back and die. And I think that this is game over for the Terran. These void rays, almost unstoppable, though I do believe the macro stopped to the Protoss because he is still supply blocked and he hasn't bothered to fix that. But the Terran, I think, should be acknowledging the fact that he is done to these void rays. Yet he's not exactly a big fan of the void rays. They are tearing up his base right now at an alarming rate, but he does have the manners to say GG anyways, and I respect that, as he was getting his base absolutely annihilated. So we saw 2 bases versus 2 bases. The second Terran base was up later, but it was at the gold. He did miss an orbital command there, which definitely hurt his economy. Although judging by the amounts of money that both players finished at, they could have gone for many more production facilities or even a 3rd or 4th base. This would allow them to remass their army very, very quickly and probably done much better in the end. But the Protoss is very odd opening cannon protecting his base, never having an army, getting void rays out first, and then building zealots without warp gate. Very, very odd choice. But I mean, at the lower leagues, you know, you got to experiment a bit, see what's going on, and then this actually happened to win him the game. So yeah, that's it for my first cast, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We saw a decent play here. This is Kopo, and I will hopefully be putting up another cast or 2 for you guys sometime later on. Yeah, have a good night.